Hello, welcome. This is part two of the three-part series of self-care. I see Eva's joined us. Hello, Eva. So, part two of the series, today we're going to talk about self-awareness. And it's one of my favorite topics and the favorite topic of my clients usually. We're going to do one activity that is going to be great. And Jesse's here. Hello, Jesse. And as we wait for some people to join us, I am going to introduce myself because I haven't done it in the past few ones. My name is Marilyn Mejia Peña. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Um, and I love to share. Hi, Jesse. I love to share information. I have a very curious mind, so I love to learn. And I take a lot of trainings, and I just love knowledge. So since I have all the stuff in my head, I want to share it with you guys. Whatever I learn that I find that it might be beneficial to others, not just me, but to other people to know as well. And I am Resilient Social Work. So you can visit my website at resilientsocialwork.com and just check out all the stuff I have there. I have a bunch of resources. I have the videos that I post there that are this ones, the IG Lives. And then I also have some resources and some tools that you might benefit from. Okay, so go check it out. And as we wait, again, I'll tell you a little bit more about the self-care series. So we did last week, we talked about sleep. It was part one. And today we're going to be talking about self-awareness. And next week, next Wednesday at 7, we're going to talk about food and what are some of the foods that we can eat that can help us in boosting our mood, helping us feel better, giving us more energy so that we are able to function better. Okay, so we can eat some nutritious and delicious stuff that's going to help us with our mental health and just helping us feel good. All right, very good. Thank you, Eva. She really enjoys my stuff. I love it. And yes, please give me some feedback. The algorithm loves when you guys give comments, and especially, during this, but even when I post stuff, just doing the likes, but more than the likes is more comments. So thank you so much. All right. So as we wait, have you applied any of the things we've talked about so far? So have you done any of the techniques or done any of the coping tools we talked about last week for sleep? Or, the previous one was on just coping with grief, and that we're all grieving because of COVID. Have you done any of those things or utilized any of the tools that we've talked about so far? Which one's been your favorite? Hey, I see more people. That's awesome. Oh my God, I'm blanking out on your name, but I know your name. Oh my goodness. EMJ, all the way from Georgia. Miriam. I remember. So glad to have you. I'm glad to have people outside of California. Welcome, welcome. Whoop. Very good. All right. So, like I said, today we're going to be talking about self-awareness. So, if you have a pen nearby, or if you don't have one, if you can please get one, something to write with, because it'll be easier for you to keep track of kind of where you experience your feelings. And part of the talk today, it's about recognizing what we feel in our body when we are experiencing different emotions. Oh, look, Eva's applying. She tries to go to bed every night at the same time. Perfect. I hope that's working for you and helping you set up your routine to keep you on track with sleep and getting a little bit better sleep at night. All right. Very good. So this activity is a hands-on. If you've seen my other ones, I ask questions and I like to be interactive. So this one is the same. We're going to actually, this one is going to be even more interactive than the other ones because we're talking about how you experiencing feelings in your body. And then once you recognize that, how you can utilize that as tools and as cues to be able to do something about it, right? So in talking about once you recognize, for example, oh my goodness, I just had this stomach ache all day. I don't know what it is about, but just feeling kind of funky and overheated. And maybe once you recognize that, then you can go and say, well, what am I thinking about today? Or what happened to me earlier today, or last night, or, did something happen that kind of, when did this start? You can start asking questions. And once you start recognizing, and connecting the dots, okay, of how it feels in your body, then you can maybe identify what the feeling is that you're experiencing and what the behavior or what was the situation that put you there so that you can make some changes, right? Either distance yourself from the situation, address the situation, or also do something different, right? Go for a run. Go do something that is going to help you feel better and maybe not keep the funk, okay, of whatever the feeling is that's bringing you. Okay. So with you guys, like I said, did everybody get a pen or something to write with? Yeah, I hope so. So get your pen and a paper, and what you're going to write on there, we're going to write the 4 basic feelings. Okay, so I want you to write angry, sad, happy, and scared. 4 basic feelings. Okay, the other ones are kind of cousins of those, but we're just going to do 4 because those are the more common ones that we sort of have the language for and experience. Um, so the 4 basic feelings, write those down: angry, happy, scared, and sad. And then we're going to keep track. So as we start, I want you to take a deep breath so that we can kind of get in the zone. So everybody take a deep breath. Ooh, Eva requested to be in my live video. How do you do this, Eva? Let's see. Go live. Are you ready, Eva? I don't know. What happens? Okay. I try to go. Okay. All right. So everybody just take a deep breath.
Who are you talking to, Mom?
In through your nose, out through your mouth.
Wait.
One more time. And out.
Oh, yeah, you need
Okay.
this?
All right. And then what I want you to do, if you're comfortable, you can put your head down. If you're driving, obviously that is not an option. Okay, be safe. So close your eyes or put your head down. Or, again, if you are watching this and you're driving or you're cooking or you're doing something else, then you can watch it later and then you can follow along in closing your eyes. But in the meantime, I want you to think of a time when you were angry. Don't get too much into it, but just think of a time when you were a little annoyed, kind of bothered. Maybe somebody cut you off, when you were driving. And as you were there in the feeling of anger, I really want you to look at what was happening in your body during that time. Okay. Like for example, if your anger had a color, what color would it be? Or maybe it's different colors. Maybe it's more than one color. That's okay. But what color or colors would you give to anger if you had one? So that's number 1. And then number 2 is, where in your body do you think you experience your anger? When you were kind of annoyed, or really annoyed, or kind of upset, or really upset, where in your body did you experience it? Was it in your stomach? Ooh, Nancy said hers is red. Yes, if you have a color, share with us. So red, yeah. Okay. You're pretty much where, the majority of my clients and majority of people I've done this with, and I've done it with little ones, I've done it with adults, I've done it in groups, I've done it in parenting classes. Red, orange, kind of fire, okay, are the colors of anger. But sometimes they are different. People experience anger in a different way. And for them, it's blue. And that was weird for me because most of them are red. But sometimes people freeze when they're angry. And instead of getting hot, they get cold. So if that's you, that's okay, right? We're all different. All right. So we have a color, and then now the next step is where in your body do you experience? So write the color down, and then where in your body? Is it in your arms? Is it your hands? And what's happening to your hands, right? Are your hands sweaty? Do you feel your heartbeat beating faster? Do you feel hot? Do you get red? What happens in your body? So really pay attention, because these are your cues on how to then manage it, okay, and recognize when it's happening so that you can stop it in its tracks and not allow it to go super high where you're going to explode and do something that's unsafe or that's going to get you in trouble. Okay. So where in your body do you experience it, and what's happening with your body? So Nancy says for her, it's in her head, and her face feels very hot. Okay, anybody else, please type it in if you know where in your body you're experiencing it. And if you're having trouble kind of identifying where in your body, it's okay. You can have it for homework, but I still want you to think about it. Okay. And maybe you think of, instead of a little noise, a time when you were really angry and what was happening. Like if I was to see you, what was happening to you? You know, will you be sweating? Would you be, kind of stiff? Will you be pacing around? What will you be doing? Okay. So, what is your heartbeat? What is the temperature of your body? What is your muscle status? So, are your muscles tense and tight, or are they relaxed and feel heavy? Are they kind of in between? And then your breathing. Oh, Eva says her face too also gets red. And then your breathing, right? How is your breathing? Are you breathing? Are you holding your breath and then just catching it because we've been holding it? Are you hyperventilating? Okay. What is your breath when you're angry? So at least those four categories. Okay. What is your body doing? Okay. Where in your body do you experience the emotion of anger? How is your heartbeat beating? Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it sort of regular? Your muscle status, is it tense? Is it relaxed? And then your breathing. Okay. We're going to do that for the rest of the emotions. Okay. But for now, you can write down whatever the cues that you identify happen to you. You can write them down. Okay. Okay. And feel free to share as you fill it out. You can feel free to share in the chat so that we can kind of figure out where people are at. Okay. Ready to move to the next one? We're going to do the same thing. So sort of close your eyes or get in the zone where you can really picture and identify, right? So really put yourself in a place when you were sad so that you can picture what was happening there. Right. So the next feeling is going to be scared. Okay. So think defense. Yeah, the definitely tense. Oh yeah, tight, right? Tight, tight. When we're angry. So when we are scared, okay, when you are scared, where in your body do you experience it? What color is it? If you had a color, let's start with the color again. Or what colors? Okay, would scared be for you? When you are worried, that's the same as feeling scared. Okay, when you're worried, scared, kind of the same. What color is it or colors? And where in your body do you feel it? Okay, is it in your feet? Is it in your legs? Is it in your head? Is it in your heart? Ooh, forever is black. Okay. So forever is black, feeling scared is black. Kind of like a horror movie, right? All the scary pictures usually tend to be in black and white. And forever is in her hands. She feels it in her hands. Interesting. So if you feel it in your hands, I want you to be more specific. Okay. So you feel it in your hands. What is it about your hands? Do they feel cold? Are they sweaty? Are they trembling? Um, for Maria, it's in her stomach. Okay. So Maria feels it in her stomach. Majority of people feel it in their stomach. That's why we have stomach issues when we have anxiety or we have a lot of worry, right? We get a lot of acid reflux. Um, we can digest our food properly for the same reason. Okay. Nancy's purple, feeling scared, and I think of anxiety when I think of fear. Yeah, right? It's fear, worry. They're all cousins in the same family. And it makes us feel, you know, worried, right? Okay. So color, the next one is going to be your Nancy feeling her chest. I was just gonna say, what is your heartbeat feel like, right? Is it fast? Is it slow? Can you hear it in your head? Can you hear it in your ears, like it's pounding? Um, or does it slow down, but it's very loud? Okay, so Nancy feels it in her chest. Where else in your body do you experience anxiety? Um, is it only in your chest or is it in different areas? A lot of people feel it in their feet, like they are stuck, like they can't run. Um, and in their head, right? The pressure in the head of like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Um, okay. And muscles, what are your muscles? Are they tense? Are they relaxed? The legs are shaking. Yes, right? Legs shake or the body shakes. And breathing. How is your breathing? Are you breathing fast? Are you breathing slow? Are you holding your breath? Are you trying to be super quiet and make yourself invisible? Okay, what is your body doing when you are scared? Are you kind of in a ball, right? Again, trying to make ourselves small. Shoulders are tense, legs are shaking. Yeah. All right. Breathing. Okay. So think of if there's anything else, right, and feeling scared, just write it down. I'm going to take note of it. The next one we are going to do is going to be sadness. Okay. So feeling sad. When we are feeling sad, when you're feeling sad, what color is sadness for you? Or colors, right? If they have colors, what color would it be? And where in your body do you experience it? Okay. And it's the same for questions. Okay. So what is the temperature of your body when you are sad? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it just normal? And for your heartbeat, same with heartbeat. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it just kind of there, but or is it regular? Sometimes it's beating super fast and sometimes it slows down. And then your muscles. Do your muscles feel heavy? Do they feel light? Do they feel airy? You know, um, how do your muscles feel when you are feeling sad, depressed, right? Sad, depressed, um, and you're breathing. How are you breathing? Gray and cold. Ooh, Eva feels gray and cold. Yeah, gray is a popular color, right? We associate it with rain too. So sometimes it's a lot of the tears, it's very gray and gloomy. It's kind of like a rainy day. That's a lot of my people, right? Kids and grown-ups again alike describe it as sort of like that, like rain to sad day. Some people love the rain, so it's different for them. And cold, feel very cold and heavy. So if you experience heaviness when you are feeling sad, again, a lot of the people I work with feel the same way. They feel stuck, right? It's hard for them to move and get going. So when we are sad, we have to activate. And that will be the next one. We'll talk about when we're feeling happy. What do we experience when we're feeling happy? Because then we can use the same tactics and apply them when we are feeling sad or angry or, any other difficult feeling. Okay, so feeling gray and cold. I think we did all of them for this one already. So we're going to move on to happy. Okay, so happy, it's important for us to balance it out. Okay, so when we're happy, think of a time when you were super, super happy, something excited happened, and you were just like experienced so much joy. So think of that feeling. How did it feel? How is it different than the other ones? Okay. What color is it? Because we still have to give it a color to recognize it. And are the colors different? Okay. Are they brighter? Are they lighter? Are they pastels? What color is your happiness? If you can give it a color. And then where in your body do you experience the happiness? Is it all over your body? Is it just in certain parts? Um, and what is the tension of your muscles, right? Are your muscles tense? Are your muscles light? Do you feel like you can just bounce off the ground, Um, what is different, okay, than the other ones? And then your breathing. How are you breathing when you are feeling super happy, right? Are you breathing hard? Are you breathing slow? Are you sort of like in heaven, right? Just breathing normal. You don't even know you're breathing, but it feels okay. You don't have to even think about breathing. Um, and it's not labor because it's flowing. And your heartbeat, right? Is your heartbeat fast? Is it slow? Maybe it's excited, so it's going a little faster. But even if it's faster, does it feel different than when it's scared or when it's angry compared to happiness? Because it might be a different kind of fast. Okay, it might be fast, but it might not come with other things that the other ones bring. So is it similar or is it different? All right. And then your body temperature. What is the body temperature when you are feeling super happy? Are you hot because, you sort of, again, bouncing all over the place, right? Because you're happy. Or are you, again, just sort of in the baseline? Where are you at in your happiness when it comes to temperature? Okay. And make sure that you write them down. Okay. I want you to write them down somewhere and take note of it. Because again, these are your cues. Okay. These are your cues on, ooh, something is off, right? I'm not, breathing correctly or I'm breathing harder. What happened? They're your cues to let you know that something is off or something is great, right? With happiness, something is great and that's exciting. Okay. So anything you discover about when you're feeling happy, whether it's in your body, where in your body do you experience it? Is it all over your body or is it just in one part of your body that you feel it the most? Or what color? What color is your body? Put it in the chat so that we can kind of share with everyone. Okay. So I hope everybody discovers something. So what do we do with this information? Okay, now that you know it, it's hard to unknow it, right? It's hard to unlearn it. The face gets warm when you're happy, it's firm. Okay. Um, and now that you know it, we're going to utilize it for our benefit. Okay. Aqua and teal are happy colors for Nancy. And the face and the stomach feels the happiness. Okay, great. So we're going to use it to our advantage. And what that means is that in order for us to complete when we are stressed out, okay, if we're experiencing either frustration or anger or sadness or all of them, right, a mixture of emotions, it's important for us to recognize that the rainbow, yeah, all the colors. Most of my kids, when I do this with kids, they draw rainbows, right? That is their happy color. Um, but I think that's the majority of us because it's the spectrum, right? We see everything in color when we are feeling great. Okay. So we're going to use it. You're going to use the list because now you know. With anger, I gave that example earlier. If you are feeling angry and you start getting a little stomach ache or you start getting warm, just a little bit warm, that's your hint that you have to do something about it, right? Something is happening. Maybe you go into your head, you say, well, what am I thinking about that's making me angry? Or what happened in the world, right? Did somebody say something that kind of ticked me off? I kind of got annoyed at what they said. Okay. And then now we make sense of it. Okay. We make sense of it in that, okay, well, feeling something here. I think it's anger because when I get angry, I start sweating. Okay. So I'm angry. What's making me angry? And we go to our thoughts. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about what they said and I'm really thinking, oh, I'm going to show them, right? Or you start kind of planning what your next step is going to be, your evil master plan to kind of get back at whatever they said or did that got you angry. And that's working you up, right? The anger thermometer to moving you to the explosion phase. So what we want to do is catch it when it's barely starting because instead of moving up the thermometer for the explosion, you want to take a breath. Maybe you want to take a step back. Maybe you want to go get a glass of water, okay? So that we kind of stop our body from thinking that it's time to engage in this battle, right? Because it's not a matter of life or death, even though our body in the moment may think it is, okay? The body may think that it's a moment for survival and we need to fight it out to the death, right? Um, whether it is, with our words, with our body, with our hands, our feet. But it's not matter of life and death usually. Okay, if it is, obviously we have to, defend ourselves and your body will take over. But when it is not, when it's maybe just an argument, hello, when maybe it's just an argument, then, we can tell our brain, right? Oh, you know what? I'm upset because whatever they're saying is pissing me off. But it's okay, right? I'm not dying. It's not the end of the world. I'm just mad. And then the message, right? He goes, oh, I'm feeling angry. You name it to tame it, right? So he goes from, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm going to die. I have to fight for my life to, oh, they're just pissing me off. And it's okay. This is going to pass. It's a different mentality. So you can take action when you feel the little tingle or when you feel, again, starting to get warm so that you stop the anger from exploding, right? And from getting you into trouble. Okay. You can still acknowledge it and you can still express it, but now you're going to express it in a way that is going to be productive because you are going to say something that you thought about what you were going to say first instead of just reacting and just spitting it out. And now, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have said that, right? It's too late. We already said it. And we can't take it back. So we want to stop ourselves before the explosion happens. And those are the cues that your body is giving you that something is off. So we're going to listen. Okay. We're going to listen to the body. We're going to take a breath. We may take a step back. We're going to name it to tame it. And you can say, you know, what you said really upset me. So let's take a break. Or, I just wanted to let you know. And then it's out of our head because we're not thinking, I'm going to tell him this, I'm going to tell him that, I'm going to, and we want to get him back. So we stop the process, right, from continuing to escalate. We stop it in the middle because we understood that our body was telling us something is off. Okay. So it works the same with the other feelings. And how do we use our happiness? Your happiness is your baseline. Obviously, we're not going to be super joyous all the time or super happy all the time. But when we're feeling in a funk, if you know that your body's starting to feel really heavy and it's harder for you to kind of get going and doing things. But when you're happy, you're kind of all over the place, right? You're wanting to go and do things, you're, start a new project. You're going to push yourself because you know that when you're happy, that's what you do. You're going to do the activities that get you going and you're going to push yourself out of the sadness hole, right? And getting into the activity hole, getting into action, into doing things that are going to help you feel happy. Because when you're doing things, you're happy. So you're going to go and do things. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it's making sense. I know a lot of my people I work with, they really are able to make the connections and start making the little changes, right? It's a process. Obviously, we don't change overnight and we don't, are going to recognize every single cue our body gives us right away because it takes practice. But once you know what it is, that's why you wrote it down, okay? Your little list, that's your cheat sheet for your emotions in your body. Then you're able to recognize it and you're able to do something about it and not feeling like there's nothing else to do. So all right. So I really hope this was helpful. I hope you discovered something. And please let me know in your comments if this was helpful to you, if you were able to recognize. And then when I post stuff, just let me know if it worked for you. If you're trying stuff out that I'm sharing with you and if it's working, because that's why I do this. Okay. So that we can all thrive, so that we can all learn new things to make our life easier. Okay. And thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you. Thank you. I will see you next week. Is the last part of the series of self-care, and we're going to talk about food. Visit my website, resilientsocialwork.com. You can click in the bio and go check it out. I do have, a cheat sheet for this activity. If you are a therapist, you can do this with your clients. I did it for you. I did a cheat sheet, so you can also go and check that out. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you coming, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.